So what else do you find it weird when you were in the Philippines? Do you?
Not, I know, I'm going to say, not seeing very many black folks.
Okay.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter the nationality because you don't see very many of us. Even in especially, well, you might see some in Manila, right? Remember, I would see about maybe one a day
Mm-hmm.
in Manila, but once you leave Manila, you can forget it. You know, you might see one
Yeah,
a
there's
week.
not so many black
Yeah,
Americans in
yeah.
Philippines.
I've even bumped into some African brothers
Mm.
when we was staying in the what was that the one not too far from the airport.
Chateau.
Yeah, the chateau.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time we were at the pool and I seen some brothers, but they weren't Americans. I think they were from Ghana.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
but and then the time we went to the was it Fridays
Yes.
in
BGC.
no Fridays, the resort
Oh, in
Puerto Galera.
Puerto
Yeah,
Galera.
yeah. When we were waiting for our boat ride, there was a
Yeah.
older gentleman, but
Mm.
he was American.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting in the bar.
Mm.
I'm like, "What's up,
Okay.
man?" He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. You know,
Mhm.
I forgot where he told me he was from.
Okay. I remember one thing. I know you find us weird. The first time you went to the Philippines, we are using a fork and spoon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they find it weird because here in America they only use
We use a
knives
knife and a
and
fork.
fork.
You
But
use a spoon
and
for it. And
yes.
I had never seen that before. Um, it's definitely a Filipino thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we went to see your brother
Mm-hmm.
in Tacloban, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
were eating breakfast or something.
Yeah.
And I was eating with my knife. I even had to ask the waiter for a knife.
Yes, because we have
They only
fork
have
and
spoons,
spoon. We don't
right?
have knives.
And I remember you saying, "Look, he uses a knife and fork," and your brother's like, "Yeah, that's how they eat."
Okay, and there's one thing you find us weird because we eat with our bare hands.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, I
before we eat
mean,
with our bare hands
it
with the
depends
rice.
on what you're eating, right? Because we use our bare hands for chicken sometimes, or you know,
Finger foods.
finger foods. Yeah, but like rice, no,
Yeah,
no,
we
we're
do
not gonna
it.
put our fingers in rice. Fork, yes. Spoon, maybe, but no.
But for us, it's like, it's so good, using your bare hands eating rice and chicken or rice and fish or whatever it is.
Well, you know.
Well, it's a Filipino culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those are some of the cultural differences that you might find odd.
Yes, yes.
What else?
What else?
Yes. Did you have something else?
Not
I thought
much.
you wrote something on the next page. Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the weird thing I noticed here when I got here was there was no people walking around or walking on the sidewalk, and there are almost all people here have their own cars.
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Hmm.
I noticed that my first time there because especially in Manila, it was like, man, there's too many people here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of transportation, different kinds.
Yeah, it's different kinds, but there's just too many people. That's why you have a lot of
Oh
kinds of
yeah, yeah.
transportation.
And here there's not too many people.
Well, I mean, well, see, Daytona's not a big city, for one thing, right? There's more people in New York than in Daytona, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing even in the smaller cities,
Mm-hmm.
that there's a lot of people walking up and down on the sidewalks. But there's more, of course, in Manila.
Oh yeah, because it's the city.
Right. And it's, to me, that's weird. But when you got here, it was the opposite. There's
Mm-hmm.
nobody walking down the sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
You might find one here or there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing like over there where
Yeah.
a large percentage of people are walking around getting from
Mm-hmm.
here to there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then another thing is that you might have a road that has 4 lanes, but there's only 2 lanes you can drive on, right? The right lane is blocked with parked cars, people walking, somebody might have a little fruit stand, right? So you can't use that lane. I
Not
don't understand that.
not in our highways.
No, no, no. I'm talking about in town.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not on the highway. The highways,
Mm-hmm.
the cars are going too fast.
Yes,
But
yes.
like in town,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
it's weird. And another thing too is like with what road was that? It was what's the town just north of Tracy, where your sister live at? Now they've had just widened one of the main roads in town now, right?
Mhm.
But the right lane still had electric poles in the middle of the road.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, why widen the road out if you're gonna leave the pole there?
You know what? Because they just they just widen it, and it takes time for us there to
Move the poles.
move the poles.
Well, see here we do it the opposite. They move the poles first, then widen the road.
Because you guys
Because you're
here
still gonna have to move the poles anyway.
I know, but you guys here have this a lot of, the equipments, and
Okay, I understand that, but that's all you when you do something like that, you have to organize it, right?
and
You
also
have to
the
plan.
budget.
You have to exactly. You have to come up with the budget. Then you have to plan it in advance. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna need to move these poles first, and then we can pave the road. But they pave the road and leave the poles,
Because I think the
so
problem
you can't use the lane properly because there's a pole every so many feet or whatever it is.
I think, honey, because it's more expensive in moving the poles because you still have to, the wirings.
I understand that. I understand that, right?
Mhm.
I'm saying I understand that. It's more it may be more complicated than here because the wirings there are kind of, jumbled. That's
Yeah,
another
yeah,
thing
yeah.
about the Philippines.
Mhm.
You'll
We
notice
have a lot of
different
jumbled
versus here.
wires.
The wires here, they're just a few wires. You can tell the lower wires is cable.
Yeah.
The higher wires is electricity. You don't want
And
to touch
I don't
those.
see any jumbled wires
No,
here.
no. They figured it out.
Yeah.
But again, I know it's going to cost more money or time or whatever to do that in the Philippines.
Mhm.
But you do things in stages. The first stage would be move the poles and the wires over.
I know that.
Then
But
the second stage, pave.
that's the
And then
Philippines.
sometimes you may have to knock down some buildings or houses or whatever because they're in the way of the road. It happens.
Oh,
It happens here.
You know what the problem is? The very first problem there is having getting the people moved because it takes time.
Well, see,
Some
here
people
in
are so
America,
hard-headed; they don't want to move.
in America, we have this thing. It's called eminent domain.
Eminent
Right?
domain.
And that's
Okay.
right. That means you get up out of there because we're going to knock it down because it's for the betterment of everybody, right? If to widen the road, that means everybody uses the road, right? So the government here will offer you a certain amount of money for your place.
They do it there.
But if you don't take the money, they will eminent domain your place and then knock it down and just here's the money. Shoot.
Forcing?
Yes. Yeah. It's called eminent domain. It's just, again, if you're going to hold up a highway or a bridge, right, you got to go. You got to go because they're going to build that bridge. They're going to build that highway because that's for the betterment of everybody.
Oh,
now, if it's just like, some company wants to build, I don't know, a freaking skyscraper next to your house and they want your house to be a part of their property and you say no, you can fight that. You don't have to sell. They can't eminent domain your property. And it happens, right? There's a small hotel on the beach side on A1A where the guy wouldn't sell it. So the people bought up all the property around him and they built that freaking, 20-story condo hotel. And then there's a little 3-story building right next to it. And on the other side, there's another one, but they couldn't make a move, right? Because they could not eminent domain that because they weren't the government.
Yeah, it's his property.
Right.
Yes.
But I guess they don't have that in the Philippines. If you don't want to move, you ain't have to move, huh?
We have.
Okay.
We have. It just happens that some people are so hard-headed.
Yeah, but again, you can't stop progress. You gotta, they're over here. They're gonna give you X amount of time. You got to go because the bridge got to be made or the highway has to be made.
We did it there, so they gave us enough time to.
So then you'll have him
we have, but we have.
You do?
Yeah, but it's just.
What?
Some people are really hard-headed.
Okay. That is true, though. There's some people hard-headed. But, here, that hard head only goes so far.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference between.
Yeah, because the traffic has to flow.
There and there.
The traffic is one of the most important things of an economy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The goods got to get from A to B.
Mhm.
Customers got to get from A to B, right?
Mhm.
Supplies got to get from A to B,
Mhm.
you know, for building other things. And if the traffic is bad, it takes forever to do whatever it is you have to do, you know?
I think right now, that the poles, the electric poles, I think they already move
You're
it.
talking about in.
Yeah, in it's in Tansa. It's not in
Mhm.
General Trias. It's in
Okay.
Tansa, going to Tansa.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because Tanza is closer to Manila than
Mhm.
Tracy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and plus y'all love malls. That's
Yeah.
another thing too. Y'all have
We
malls
have most.
everywhere.
Yeah. And every town, like in Tracy, there is a mall, and
Mhm.
they build another mall in Tansa. It's
Mhm.
bigger than the Tracy.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. See, and my first visit to the Philippines, I went with a broken foot,
Mhm.
right? And I had medicines for my foot, and the doctor wanted me to soak my foot in warm water and Epsom salt, right?
Mhm.
So we had to go buy a bucket. We call
Yeah.
it a bucket, you call it something else, or a pail,
Basin.
a basin, right? Anyway, that's correct, but we don't use that word. Anyway, so we went to the hardware store in the mall,
Ace Hardware.
in the mall,
Mhm.
to get that. And I had never heard of an Ace Hardware being in a mall.
Yes, one thing of the weirdest thing that you find in a country, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because in our mall we have big malls, 3 stories, some are 4 stories,
hmm
mostly 3 stories,
hmm
and we have everything there: food
Even
chain, restaurant, department stores,
banks,
banks. What else?
government
Government
agencies,
agencies. You can get your license there,
in the
your driver
mall,
license in
in
the
the
mall,
mall.
or
Here,
get
that's
your
unheard of.
social security
Yeah,
card, or get your passport.
in the mall.
Yes.
Here, that's unheard of.
Yeah. Because it's for us, it's more convenient.
Yeah,
We
I
can
mean,
just
I see
get
that.
it
It
in one
is.
place.
It's very smart because if you go into the mall anyway, you got other things you can do while you're
Mhm.
in the mall.
And when it's raining, you will not get wet
Wet
because you are
in the
in
mall.
the mall.
That's smart.
Mhm.
But here, malls are kind of passe or whatever.
There's supermarkets,
Yeah, the grocery stores in the
grocery
mall.
stores. Yes.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
you know. But the convenience. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know why in America we haven't. We kind of you know we're kind of. I just saw there's a mall in Sanford, Florida, right next to I
Florida
4.
Mall.
No, it's in Sanford. That's next to Kissimmee. You're talking about. The Seminole. I think it's a Seminole Mall or whatever it's called. Anyway, it's they just turned the lights off. That's how empty it is. Yeah, they weren't paying the light bill.
They turn the lights off.
Yes. Yeah. Imagine that in the Philippines. You couldn't because the malls there make money. Even if they're
Mhm.
half empty, they're still making money.
Mhm.
The small malls still have people in there.
Mhm.
But see here, that mall, it's relatively new. I think they built it in the 80s. So it's not really that old.
Okay.
And it's empty, which is weird.
So here, people doesn't really go to the mall. But when we went to Florida Mall at
I was
December, there's
surprised.
a lot of people
I
there
was
because
surprised
it-
because it was after Christmas too,
okay, yeah.
right? If it would have been before Christmas, I said, well, it's Christmas is coming. Everybody go to the mall to go shopping or whatever. But that mall was still full, and this was after Christmas. And the only thing I could think of is, a lot of people they have a hotel in that building in that
Yeah,
mall.
yeah.
So I'm thinking a lot of people that lived in the hotel were probably shopping and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was surprising.
What
'Cause
else did you find?
Hmm?
What else?
Did I find
Yeah.
what?
Did you notice that in every mall in our place in Manila or whatever in the
In the
Philippines,
Philippines?
there is a condominium next to it?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
There is a
yeah.
condominiums
Yep.
next to the mall.
Yep. Yeah, like the Mall of Asia. There's a bunch of condominiums,
Mhm.
you know,
And hotels.
and hotels. Yeah, which is, I mean, it makes sense
Mhm.
because then the people that stay in the hotels and the condos, they can just walk to
Yeah,
to the Mall of Asia.
mall.
And the Mall of Asia is the biggest mall I've ever seen.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it has arenas for events. I think who was there?
Mhm.
Joe, the R&B singer Joe was performing there a few years ago. I mean, this place is packed, and then it's a part of a mall, you know.
Mhm.
And the Mall of Asia is huge.
It
It is
is.
huge. It's huge. It's got a skating arena in it, and all kind of restaurants, and it's big,
Hmm.
big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different. We have differences, but
Yeah, because some people who haven't been in the Philippines, they thought the Philippines is just small country and mostly country. No,
yes,
it's not.
I've heard that too.
We are
Yeah, I have to
we
explain that to
are
people too.
progressive.
Hmm.
We are one of the
Yeah,
progressive country now, and
yeah, but that's the thing. Most people don't know
yeah.
in the states. If it's not in the United States, they don't know. They might
Mm-hmm.
know about England or
Mm-hmm.
France or something like that, or Japan, but like
Yeah.
our country, like the
And
Philippines, they don't know much.
and if you're going to go to the BGC, it's like New York.
The place right next to BGC, oh man, what's it called? It's in between BGC and Makati.
The Makati.
Yeah, Makati is big. It's like New York. It's just not as planned as
Yeah,
BGC.
Makati. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, before BGC, Makati was
yeah.
one of the progressive.
hmm And BGC is what does that stand for? Bonifacio?
Bonifacio High Street.
No, BGC.
Bonifacio Global City.
Exactly. See, I know and you don't know. What's up with
I
that?
know because I worked there for how many
But you
years?
said High Street.
I just forgot this. The place that I worked with
You sure
before
you're
is
Filipino?
Bonifacio High Street,
Okay.
and it is located in Bonifacio Global City.
You sure about that?
Yes, because I live in Taguig for 15
You
years.
sure about that?
Yes,
You sure you're Filipino?
I am a Filipino.
Okay. But yeah, it's well developed, and again, like I said, most Americans don't know. But so when they ask me, I say, "Yo, you kidding? Man, they got everything. You know, they have McDonald's, and McDonald's serves chicken."
Oh yeah,
That's
we
another
serve
thing.
chicken.
That's another thing.
We serve spaghetti.
Yeah,
We
which is weird.
serve rice.
That's weird. You go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're not thinking about spaghetti, and you're not thinking. And if you go to McDonald's, you're definitely not thinking about fried chicken, or spaghetti.
Yeah, it's weird here because the first time I went, honey, I want some chicken and rice. Let's go to McDonald's. And he said, there's no chicken and rice in McDonald's here in Florida.
Or America, period.
Or in America. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the difference because McDonald's and the KFC in the Philippines, they serve fried chicken and rice.
Mm-hmm.
And they serve
And spaghetti.
also spaghetti. And they have also the sandwiches. And,
I mean, they have a lot of similar things. You'll get a
similar
Big Mac,
things, yeah.
you
But mostly they serve rice and chicken.
Yes. Yeah, it's different. You have to get yourself accustomed to it if you're gonna, stay there for a while.
Oh, honey, there's Popeyes and Denny's now in Mall of Asia. Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Last time I was there, I think they hadn't opened yet, or they had just.
Yeah, no, they haven't opened it yet. When that's 2022, 2021.
2022.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they went back to get
2022.
Yeah, I think they just opened it.
Yeah, because when I went back in 2022, right? I hadn't been there since 2019. Yeah. And it wasn't open yet.
2019, there's no Denny's and Popeyes.
Oh, there was an IHOP, right?
Yeah, there's a Hyatt already. IHOP was in there.
Yeah, because we took Latrice there.
Yeah, IHOP was in there.
Yeah, my sister came over.
In Bonifacio High Street.
I can't remember. What year was that? She came over 2018 or 2017?
Something like that. I don't remember. I'm not
See,
really...
we're globetrotters. We go back and forth.
Yeah, I can't remember. If I'm not going to write it down, I can't remember the specific years. You too.
Oh, no. I'm young. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah. Those are some of the things about each of our countries that make each of us feel weird. If you've never been to the Philippines, please do yourself a favor and go to Jollibee and get you something to eat.
Oh, yes. Don't forget to visit Jollibee, Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not a paid advertisement.
No.
It's just,
No. But
we just proud of our...
Well, Jollibee is going to conquer the world.
Jollibee is from Philippines.
They opened one in Orlando. What was it? It was after we went and got Irwin, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was like the end of 2022. And so we went there and we brought my mother some Jollibee chicken. And my mother thought it was good. Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't give in the biscuits because they were too good. We ate those
Oh,
ourselves.
the biscuits. Oh, they don't sell biscuits in the Philippines.
That's right, but they got it right here.
I was
we got the
surprised they
bricks.
have
We got the
biscuits.
biscuits. Yep.
And I love it. It's
Mhm.
so good. It's so
Mhm.
good.
Way better than KFC biscuits.
It's way better. I
Mhm.
like the taste and it's the softness. Yeah.
Mhm. So they're doing it right,
It's good.
apparently.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyway,
Mhm.
we'll do another video soon about something else.
Yeah.
You sure?
The mall here is. Oh, I miss the Philippines. I miss the mall in the Philippines. It's really.
Remember I told you, I tried to warn you. Mall here.
The first time I
Kaput.
visit the mall here, like the Volusia Mall, like
Mhm.
there's no people and there's a
Mhm.
lot of.
Empty.
It's empty. The stores, some of the stores
Yeah.
are already empty.
Because remember, when you first got here, you're like, oh, let's go to the mall. I'm like, you sure you want to go to the mall?
Yes.
There's nothing out there.
Because I thought the mall here is the same as the mall in the
Mhm.
Philippines, but it's really different.
Mhm. Well, anyway, we shall return. All right. Bye.
Bye.